Okay, happy Manjaro Monday, friends. I have a lot of news this week. I've been on Manjaro. I'm going to be taking my 14th shot today, live here on the air. And I have news to share about the surgery I had I had Wednesday about I had some postmenopausal bleeding, and that made me have to get, so if you've been in menopause for at least 12 months without a period and you have any kind of bleeding, you need to see your doctor, and your doctor will run tests. One of the tests your doctor will run is a pelvic ultrasound, and they might do a pap smear. And I had both of those, and my pap smear was a little iffy, and my ultrasound showed that I had uterine polyps and fibroids, and my uterine lining was a little too thick. So I had to have surgery last week. And there's a few things that you need to know. Number one, if you have any kind of surgery, and guys out there, you have foot surgery, knee surgery, back surgery, any kind of surgery, not just female surgeries, you are to not take your shot the week of your surgery. A lot of times they want you to go 2 full weeks without taking your shot before the surgery, because when they put the mask on you to have you to put you under, you can't have anything in your stomach. And for regular people, you're for 8 hours before the surgery, you're not to eat or drink anything. But if you're taking Manjaro, Zepbound, Tirzepatide, um, Ozempic, Wegovy, all of those different kinds of medications, part of why they take away your appetite is they keep food in your stomach longer. And so 8 hours before the surgery isn't long enough, because you might still have food in your stomach. Or, I was like, raise your hand if you ate something for dinner and you woke up the next morning and burped and you could still taste what you had for dinner the last night. Has that happened to anybody? It has totally happened to me. And so right before my surgery, it was a little close, because they scheduled the surgery on a Tuesday, or on Tuesday, they called me to say that they could get me in for surgery the following Wednesday. And I had already taken my Manjaro shot the night before. And so they're like, I'm trying to decide if they could still do the surgery then. But they decided it'd be okay. And I promised that I would try to eat little less than I normally do, and I wouldn't eat any red meat. I wouldn't eat a lot of fibrous things, so that way my stomach would be empty. And that's what I did, and I was able to have the surgery. The surgery was successful. I survived it. I didn't throw up. It was great. I guess. Uh, for the ladies out there, I know there's a bunch of us in my age category. I'm 57 years old. I stopped my last period before I did my 12 months without a period was in December of 2022. I started taking Manjaro this year on January 10th and of 2024, and January 25th, I started having some postmenopausal bleeding. And so I did all the tests and I had the surgery. Now, the surgery, they put a little camera up in my uterus and looked around, and then they took out some of the polyps and fibroids that were in the uterine lining, but not in the uterine wall, I found out today, but in the uterine lining. And they sent it off to a lab to make sure that I don't have cancer, and to check that out. So I've been waiting on pins and needles, wondering, gosh, what's the pathology going to come out as? Those of you who follow my channel know that I give my shot every Monday live, and I do have a Manjaro playlist. I'm pointing up here because tomorrow I'll put a little, they call it a card that you can click, and you'll be able to see the Manjaro playlist. I also put it on an end screen at the end of the video, and I can do that the day after the live. So anyway, there is a Manjaro playlist. I have lots of different things with tips and tricks, but I also really want to talk to the ladies who are going through menopause and taking Manjaro, because there's some really wonderful things that happen, like hot flashes. So I've had horrible hot flashes, horrible night sweats until I started taking Manjaro, and then they just disappeared. And last week, I didn't take my shot on Monday. So it's been 2 weeks now without a shot. And I will tell you, this week, I had a hot flash the other day, and I was like, oh crap. And the last 3 nights, I've had to kick off the covers in the middle of the night, and I'm all sweaty. So my night sweats came back. So I'm really excited to take my Manjaro shot today, because it is helping me with my menopause. My gynecologist, I was supposed to see her on April 23rd for my post-surgery appointment. But I had yesterday morning, I woke up, and when I went to the bathroom, I noticed that my urine was cloudy, which was kind of weird. And so, and it was cloudy again this morning. So I called my gynecologist, who was also my surgeon, their office, and asked if I could come and deliver, or if I could come there and pee in a cup and have them send it to a lab, just in case I'm starting to get a UTI, that we can catch it quick. And my doctor's office said, you know what? We can give you an appointment with your doctor at 2:00 this afternoon. And I was like, okay, that would be fine. Well, as luck had it, not only was it fine to be able to see her, my results just came in from the surgery. And I'm going to have to call for Jeff. I have a piece of paper. She drew on a piece of paper. Hey, what? Jeff, there's a piece of paper where Dr. Adams drew a picture of a uterus and stuff, and she has some special words there that explain what my pathology is. Can you get that for me?
Yes.
I think it's in the living room. Thanks, sweetie. Because I need to read it, because I don't have the words memorized, but she drew it for me. And the reason I'm sharing this is, I know for the guys out there, y'all have moms. You didn't come out of an egg. Y'all have a mom. And hopefully your mom's living. You may have a wife or a girlfriend or a big sister. And I learned a lot today. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm supposed to say that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I am a woman going through menopause who's also taking Manjaro, and I have type 2 diabetes. So anything that I share with you, you can talk to your doctor about before you make any medical decisions. And and do you have anything to share, Jeff, before I share my fun pictures?
No.
Usually.
Wait, no.
No. Usually Jeff comes in and he has something goofy to share.
Goofy?
Nothing goofy today?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Love you. Thanks for bringing me the papers.
You're welcome.
Okay. So she drew the doctor drew a picture of my uterus. And just minutes before I came in, the pathology report came in. It was like amazing. So anyway, we ended up being my we turned this into my post-surgery meeting instead of April 24th. And today is April 15th. So really things are moving right along, I think, the way they're supposed to, so we can take care of things quickly. So she said, she drew a little picture of my uterus there. And she said that she took out some things by my cervix, and she took out part of my lining and some of the polyps and things that were on there. She said when she looked around, there's, things can be like, I'm thinking of it more like a stoplight, green, yellow, red. Green is great. Woohoo! Green light. You're good to go. You're done. Yellow lights, maybe things are okay, but there's still some more things you need to do. And red lights, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Well, I'm a yellow light. So she took out some stuff, and she said when she went in and took a look, I'm not a red light. Things aren't horrible. She didn't look in there and go, oh my gosh, this woman is so full of cancer. This is terrible. That's not me. So I didn't have that. So that's good. That's good news. Green light would have been all this stuff came back and yeah, it's fine. Just regular fibroids, regular polyps, no big whoop. Go on and live your life. I don't know. Maybe come back every year or two for another pap smear and we'll see how things are. Didn't get the green light. I've got the yellow light. And so what the yellow light is when the stuff came back from pathology, I have what's called hyperplasia. And that means weird cells, some weird cell growths, more than what should be there. And hyperplasia is broken up into simple and complex. Simple is still pretty good, not too bad. My gynecologist, she is certified to do robotic hysterectomies, and she told me if I was totally non-cancerous, but still, looks like that uterus needs to come out, she could do it. But she said if there was any possibility that there's true cancer in there, she can't do it. She'd have to refer me to an oncology gynecologist. They have those. Did you know that? And I did not know that. So that's why I'm sharing things with you guys, because there's so much that I don't know, and hopefully I can give some information to other people who don't know stuff. So anyway, sure enough, gosh darn it, I do not have simple hyperplasia. If I did, that would mean that, you got some extra skin and stuff in there, but doesn't look too bad. But, we should still take the uterus out just in case later it goes from precancerous to cancerous. And she could have done that. But I have complex hyperplasia. And so complex hyperplasia oh gosh, what is this word? She is a doctor, so doctors aren't known for having the best handwriting. Astipia? I've got to study this some more. Sorry, you guys. I just came back from the doctor's office not that long ago. And I had to call Jeff to let him know that I'm going to need a hysterectomy. And I had to let my mom know. And so I just got off the phone with those guys. So with my mom. My mom's a retired nurse practitioner. And she, a long time ago, had hyperplasia, and it was complex, and it had this, I don't know, a word that I cannot pronounce, but it needs to come out. And when the uterus comes out, they want to take everything. I'm not going to have ovaries anymore, and they're going to take the entire uterus and the cervix, because I had an iffy pap smear and there was some hyperplasia on my cervix too. So she said everything needs to come out, plus a couple of lymph nodes to make sure if I do have cancer that it hasn't hit those. And she said there's once they take everything out, then they'll send that to a lab and they'll totally dissect it. And if there is any cancer in the uterine wall, they'll be able to tell me what stage of cancer it is. But it's very possible that I don't have cancer, but excuse me. So it's still, I don't know for sure, but she said that it's still not good. And I don't need my uterus anymore. I'm done having babies. I'm doing the grandbaby thing now. So in the future here, and this is a major surgery. The other surgery I had last week was a minor surgery, and I got away with only being like 9 days away from my shot or whatever. So I'm coming up here in the future. I'm going to have 2 full weeks where I won't be able to take my shot before I have a hysterectomy. but I will be having one of those. So that is my yellow light, and that is what came about. So I was hoping for the green light. I was hoping for, hey, you're done. Just come in every year for a pap smear so we can keep an eye on things. So I didn't get the green light, but I didn't get the red light either. So that's really good. And she said, chances are, if I do have cancer in my uterine wall, that, or, my fallopian tubes or ovaries or any of this stuff, that we would have caught it early. And that's a good thing. And if we take everything out, I don't ever have to worry about getting those cancers because I won't have those pieces. So that's what I know about that. Now I want to share with you what it was like to have a week off of Manjaro. It wasn't fun. I love my Manjaro. Oh my gosh, I love getting my Manjaro shot because the only side effect I truly have is constipation. I did have vomiting diarrhea one day, and it was the day after the first time I bumped up from 2.5 milligrams to 5 milligrams. But that's never happened to me again. It was just the one time. A really sweet viewer wrote on a comment on one of my videos that I produced this last week that she couldn't handle Manjaro because she was throwing up all the time with it. And if that is you, talk to your doctor, because you know what? That's a miserable life. It's not worth losing weight because you're vomiting all the time. Oh my gosh, you got to have quality of life too. So if that is the case with the Manjaro, number one, you could just quit, and that is a-okay, and try to do something else. Number two, other viewers, the week that was week number 4, 2 big mistakes, is the video that I talked about having the vomiting diarrhea for a day. Some people on there told me that their doctor gave them a nausea medication, anti-nausea medication. I think it's called Zofran. If one of you who's taken that, if you could put it in the comments, I'm going to be reading your comments in a few minutes now. And anyone can ask questions, put it in the comments, and I promise I'll answer any question that you have. I'm pretty much an open book, and I'm being an open book because I wish I had a big sister, and I don't have a big sister. I got a little brother. He's sweet, but he's not a big sister. And women, the only thing we talk about with going through menopause is hot flashes and night sweats. That's it. Nobody talks about the other stuff. Nobody mentions vaginal dryness or vaginal atrophy. Nobody mentions that when you go through menopause that you can get brain fog, and you can get, if you have a little bit of ADHD or ADD, it can get a little bit stronger. I'm sure I have that. I had no idea it was getting worse because of menopause. But yeah, I'm sure I got that one too. My girlfriends who I went to high school with told me that a couple of years ago. They're like, have you ever realized, Gina, that you have ADD? And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, you have adult ADD. And back in high school, one of my nicknames was Space. And my mom used to talk about how I would go to La La Land, and that's when I'm just daydreaming. But I was always a good student, and I was always very kind to my teachers. And so I made good grades because I studied really hard, and I tried to please everybody and to be kind. But yeah, I probably have ADD and adult ADD, but it definitely it is definitely showing up during my menopause, and that can be a menopause symptom too. Just throwing that out there. My Manjaro, I just can't believe it, but it has helped me so much with my hot flashes and night sweats. Now, it's going to start getting really hot in Arizona, and I have never taken Manjaro during the summer. I've only taken it. This is going to be my 14th shot. So, will it help with hot flashes and night sweats during 115-degree Arizona night? I don't know, but I'll let you know. Because if it does, oh my gosh, this is bomb.com for women going through menopause. Okay. Anything else? Oh, my hunger came back. Gosh darn it. I mean, it like totally came back. having that extra week, so 2 weeks in between my shot instead of 1 week in between my shot. Before, I would feel a little bit of hunger on Saturdays and Sundays, like 2 days before my shot's over. But let me tell you, when it's a whole nother week past that, my hunger came back, where I wake up in the morning and I am really hungry for breakfast. I am ready to have breakfast the second my foot hits the ground getting out of bed. And that's not the case when I do take my shot weekly. Even Saturday and Sunday, I can wait a little bit, but different. The hunger definitely did come back. Another thing that was a little scary after surgery, and so if any of you ladies out there do need to have a DNC and have them go in and your uterus, and that's dilation, and I don't know what the C is, cut, because they're cutting stuff out. I don't know. But I had a DNC with a histoscopy. That's what they call the little camera that they put in my uterus and taking some things out. And I was going somewhere with that. What was I going with that? Shoot. I was going to say something about that. And okay. If you ever have the DNC surgery, it's possible that you might step on the scale a couple days later and it'll be like crazy high. For me, holy crap, 2 days after my surgery, I was up 9 pounds. 9 pounds. I stepped on the scale. I was like, holy crap, I ate a big bowl of strawberry ice cream, but 9 pounds, like how many calories is in that ice cream? And it was that I had some constipation, and also they fill your uterus full of fluid when they do some of the stuff, and the anesthesia medication can make you hold water and stuff. But it was a little scary Friday to go. I've only down 18 pounds on Manjaro, and I've gained 9 pounds back in 2 days after that surgery. So I took double Miralax, where I took 2 doses instead of 1 dose to help get rid of the constipation. And that really helped. So Sunday, I lost 5 of the 9 pounds. I didn't step on the scale Saturday because it was just so sad and distressing on Friday to see that 9 pounds on there. So I didn't step on the scale Saturday, but Sunday I did, and I was down 5 pounds. And this morning I stepped on the scale. I was down another pound, but I still had 3 pounds left. But wouldn't you know it, after I stepped on the scale and got dressed and had breakfast, drank my coffee, I then pooped twice. And so maybe I just gained a pound or 2. I don't know. I'll know more. I'll let you know where my weight loss is next Sunday. But with the surgery and stuff, it just was not a weight loss week for me. And not taking my Manjaro and having all my hunger come back. And I'm a little bit of an emotional eater. If you watched all my previous videos, for 12 weeks, I had a little quart about this big of Haagen-Dazs strawberry ice cream in the freezer. And it took me 13 weeks to eat that much ice cream, because I'd forget about it. Some weeks I didn't eat any. Other weeks I'd eat just a tablespoon or 2. Every now and again, I'd take out a whole third of a cup and I'd measure it and I'd consider the calories for it. It took me a long time to eat it. After my surgery Wednesday, I had Jeff get me strawberry ice cream. I had a big bowl of strawberry ice cream because I am a little bit of an emotional eater. And by golly, I had surgery and I wanted to feel better. And I don't do drugs. I don't have a shopping thing. I don't gamble. There's so many things that you can do. I don't have any of those addictions, but by golly, I do love me some ice cream. And I did have a nice big bowl of ice cream, but not 9 pounds worth. Good grief. Let's see, anything else? Oh, hey, I said I didn't have a big sister, but I have a little brother. My little brother, Mike Ceruzzi, he gifted me this book 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, when Jeff and I lost a bunch of weight. My brother was the one who gifted me this book. He read it and loved it, and he gave me a copy. And he's been my brother for a very long time, and for over 50 years, he's been my brother. And he's only bought me 2 books, this one and a really cool cookbook that my mom used when we were little growing up. He found that cookbook for me too. Thanks, Mike. This book was awesome. We started a book study. I had the first one yesterday on Sunday, and we read. I talked about the intro and chapter 1. We're going to do a chapter each week, and so if anyone would like to be part of the Atomic book study, Atomic Habits, excellent, excellent book. You will thank me. I promise you. Once you've read the whole thing and you take any of the actionable steps, wow, it can be 100% life-changing. So anyway, we're going to be reading this book. So if anyone wants to join us with that, they can. I think that's all my plugs. Oh, and I also started a menopause playlist too. So for those of you that are on Manjaro and are going through menopause, any time that I do anything where I talk about that, I'll put it on that playlist. So if there's anyone else that's going through some things and they want to talk to a big sister, they want their big sister to say, what's it really like? And if you have any questions, am I a doctor? No, you can still talk to your doctor, but I can tell you some of the things that I've been researching about menopause because I'm learning a lot. And I used to be an elementary school teacher, and I really enjoy researching things and learning things that I'm passionate about. So anyway, and I'm very passionate about helping people. And so I'm here to be your big sister from another mister to you guys too. Sometimes you need a big sister to ask a question to, because maybe your wife or girlfriend or mom is going through something similar. I don't know, but I'm here for you. I'm just a friend though, not your doctor. Always talk to your doctor too. All right. I've got a lot of chat things here, so I'm going to put on my glasses and let's see if anybody has any questions on what you have to say. So Robin says, I missed most, been waiting, but didn't see this was on. Oh, don't worry. I don't know. You can always watch it tomorrow on replay. Sunshine Storyline says, yay, I made it live. Yay. Thanks, Sunshine Storyline. And I love the title of your channel. That is so cool. And Lisa had something to say, but she changed her mind. And Donna says, hi, Gina. Thanks for the medical update. I had a complete hysterectomy as well a few years back, and luckily mine came back non-cancerous. Awesome. I'm saying prayers. Yours will be the same. Thank you so much, Donna. And my mom told me because she was a nurse practitioner, and she was even rattling off family members women family members, and a bunch of them have had hysterectomies. And just because you have a hysterectomy doesn't necessarily mean that you have cancer, but by golly, they can really check and make sure. And you can't get cancer if you don't have the parts. So when you don't need your uterus anymore, and your ovaries and your fallopian tubes, I was kind of bummed they were taking my cervix too, but my cervix had some iffy stuff, so that's going to go too. But if you get it all out, you can't die from it later because it's gone. So my mom told me, don't worry, just get it out, and then you can relax and not have to worry that maybe, even if it's not cancerous right now, that you don't get cancer in 5 to 10 years from now, and then you'd be even older having the surgery. So I'm going with it. So I'll let you guys know how it goes, and I'm going to get it robotically, where they put, just like Jeff did robotic cancer, or he had a robotic surgery removing the cancer in his bladder, and that was successful too. So just a few little incisions, and then they pull everything out right out the bottom. So not as big of an incision as they used to have to do. So that's at least good news. Elizabeth says, Gina, having the full hysterectomy is going to be great for you. I had one in my 30s and have been begging friends to have the same done. Thank you. Zofran is great for nausea. I thought it was Zofran, but I wasn't sure. You know, you watch all those silly commercials on TV and they tell you everything you take could kill you. You know, there's so many side effects, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I think it was called Zofran, but maybe that's some other medication that I've seen in a commercial and I'm saying it wrong. So I'm so glad. And Zofran, I don't know if that's the generic of it or if that's the regular of it, but there's a generic. And anytime you have a medication that's generic, it's so much cheaper. So it's not even very expensive. And my viewer friends have told me that that they put it under their tongue and it melts and boom, that nausea is gone. And for me, what helped me, that one day that I did have the vomiting diarrhea and was awful, Jeff went and he got me Pepsid Complete and Tums because I didn't have I never get stomach aches. So we had nothing in the house. And so anytime my stomach feels a little iffy, if it's a little iffy, I pop in a Tums and it's got calcium, so it's not too bad for me. But if one or two Tums isn't doing the trick, I throw in one Pepsid Complete. I am good. Within 10 minutes, I'm absolutely fine. And I haven't had, I don't know, think I've only taken maybe 3 or 4 Pepsid Completes because I haven't really needed it. But constipation is the thing that I work on trying to stay ahead of. Elizabeth says Zofran is a great drug for nausea and has fewer side effects. Oh, that's good to know. And Elizabeth says you might need hormone replacement. Check with your doctor. Yeah. I also talked to her because I'm having some of the vaginal atrophy, and you can take an estrogen cream down there, and that can make everything all better again. But they couldn't give it to me until they found out if I had cancer or not, and we still don't know. But I asked the doctor today, once you take out all those female parts, can I have that estrogen cream? And she said, oh my gosh, absolutely. That wouldn't be a problem at all. And then I can ask maybe my endocrinologist, which I don't have yet. My primary doctor's been taking care of things for me, but I could see an endocrinologist and have some stuff done and see maybe there are some other hormones that I can take that maybe will have less ADHD. Do you think that's a possibility? I don't know. You'll find out. Okay, let's see. Someone with a really pretty name that starts with the V says, I'm on my first week of Manjaro. How soon did you notice a decrease in appetite? Also, what changes did you notice with the change to 5 milligrams? Thanks so much for sharing. Okay. The 2.5 milligrams is a loading dose, and it's such a small dose, but it's there in case you do get horrible stomach upset or some horrible side effects. If you have just a little bit, it won't be as bad and won't be such a shock to your body. And some people have incredible luck with the 2.5 milligrams, and they lose weight and they don't feel the hunger, and the food noise leaves starting right out of the gate at 2.5. But other people, 2.5 isn't enough. So it's enough to get their body kind of used to it, but the 5 milligrams will really boost that hunger control up for you. For me, I took you'll see on the week number 4 big mistakes, I broke my shot. When you take your shot, one thing that'll totally screw you up, you cannot skip removing the gray cap as your number one first thing you do. Because if you turn the unlock, you're already screwed. And you push the button and this gray cap is on, and then you take the cap off, it breaks the shot and everything just goes flying out of it. So I made that mistake. And I fortunately had just gotten, because my doctor knew with my type 2 diabetes, I really needed to get my sugars down. And so he wanted me to do a month of the 2.5 and then go ahead and bump up to the 5. And so I went and picked up the 5, but I took the 5 a week early. So I only had 3 weeks on 2.5. And then I took the 5, and it was a big difference for me. And I don't think my body was ready for it yet, but it did give me stomach upset. But but then I did the Pepsid Complete and the Tums, and then the second shot that I had with 5 milligrams, I was fine. And it worked really great for me. It's really going to depend. Everybody's body is a little bit different. So if you've not received any appetite suppression yet, maybe it'll build a little bit and it'll hit you next week. But if you don't get that after your 4 weeks and your 4 pens and your box are done, you'll want to ask your doctor if your doctor can move you up to the 5 milligrams, and you'll do better. It's double the medicine. But again, you always talk to your doctor about that. Elizabeth says, drink plenty of water to flush all that IV liquid. Yeah. I think that was part of it too. So I was bloated with some of the IV liquid stuff, and probably salts. I don't know, but I'm starting to do better, and I'm really pushing water today. Oh, and that's what my doctor told me. So when I did pee in the cup, she did a quick test, and there was a little bit of blood in it, but she's like, "Yeah, you had that surgery." And then there was also some white blood cells in there too. So they're sending it to a lab, but I don't have extreme urgency or anything. So she said, definitely drink. I need to be drinking more water. Now, take a sip. Now, my water is green because I like to take the juice greens because it has some fiber in it, and it's powdered dried vegetables. Pretty delicious. I get it at Costco. Okay, let's see. Robin says, my book is going to be here tomorrow. I'm so excited. Yay! So Robin is joining our Atomics Habit book club. Yay. And Elizabeth says, do not get discouraged about where you are in your weight loss journey right now. Concentrate on getting surgery completed, and you can jump on that wagon again. Thanks, Elizabeth, because that's the hardest part. I've been doing so well, and I've been overweight for so long, and I've just been so excited to be finally going. And another thing I didn't get to do last week was a lot of exercise since my surgery. I've been going for walks, but I haven't been able to go as far as I normally do. And I'm just now starting to go farther and feeling a little better to be able to do that. And now I'm going to have another surgery. And it's like, dang it. Because I know I'm not going to be able to exercise as hard either after, I mean, not forever on a hysterectomy, but it's going to be 100 degrees on Friday in Arizona. And so I was looking forward to swimming. I live in a subdivision. I don't have my own swimming pool, but I live in a subdivision of homes that has a swimming pool. And Jeff and I swim every night. We love swimming. And so there's going to be probably about a month that I'm not going to be able to swim, but that's okay. You're right. I need to look down the road of the long journey to good health. But I'll be chatting with you guys every week because I at least will be able to take my Manjaro, hopefully, as long as I can get it, because there is a shortage. And so I thought about that and wanted to let you know what it was like when you run out of pens. That's why I want to do the Atomic Habit book study, because I need to work on some more atomic habits, like drinking more water, getting in my protein, getting in some exercise, doing some small things that can build and become where you don't even think about it anymore. And we're a true habit. You hardly even think about it. You just naturally just go and do it. And I need to get some of those in place. So for these other times that I can't take the medicine because I can't get it, or I need to take 2 weeks off for a surgery or whatever, that I don't gain a lot of weight and fall back into bad habits. So thank you. Because that is a little bit on my heart. I have to be transparent, and it is. Robin says, I'm I'm next to go to see how my uterus is doing. Glad you're getting this all done. Yep, I'm just going to be your big sister, Robin. I'm doing everything just a smidge, just a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of you. But I'm here for you. And V says, thanks so much. And Elizabeth says, you are great champion. Thanks for inspiring this whole group. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. It means a lot to me to have this community because you've just been the kindest new friends. It's been great. And I do recognize a lot of your names that I see week after week. And it does really mean a lot to me that you're willing to take the time and spend some time with me each week. I really do appreciate that. Well, I don't know if I have anything else other than just to say thank you to everybody here. Some people say, I've been watching Brittany Rose. Oh my gosh, she's precious. She's a young 35-year-old mom who's been on Manjaro for over a year. And Mindy Pedersen, she's amazing. Dave, man on the pen, or Manjaro on the pen, man on the pen. I don't know. Hashtag, we should all put down, because he said, hashtag release the vials. If you guys can put that in the comments, hashtag release the vials. He wants that hashtag to go viral to help Eli Lilly to get on the bandwagon, because there are vials that got approved for Manjaro and Zepbound that could be given, because part of the shortage is these fancy pens, which are really nice, and it's an easy way to give yourself a shot. But we could help with the shortage if we started using those vials. So if anyone wants to put hashtag release the vials in a comment, please do. But I just want to thank you all for being here and being a part of this journey with me. And do know you can ask me questions anytime. And you'll see me every Monday, even the weeks after I have my surgery. And I'll let you guys know when I'm getting it. I don't know yet, because I have to go to an oncologist gynecologist, because she said an gynecologist. Where did I put my pretty picture of my uterus here? They specialize, and they can take out lymph nodes too. Where my regular gynecologist, even though she can do the robotic surgery, she said that's really a technical thing to be able to do that. And she prefers, when there's any possibility that there truly is cancer in there, to have an gynecologist do the surgery. Which I was kind of bummed in a way, because I really like her. She's been amazing and very friendly, and so much better than the gynecologist I saw before her. All right. And Robin says, love you, sis. No better sister could ever want to have. Aw, thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. All right. I think I've kept you guys late enough. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I look forward to seeing some of you on Sunday. And I might sometime do an earlier broadcast on Sunday. There's a gal who likes watching my channel from the UK. And she said that when I go live, it's 1 a.m. And so she wants to be a part of the book study, but like 1 a.m, that's a little rough. So I might try doing a 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, Arizona time, which is 3 o'clock Illinois time or Central time, and 4 o'clock Eastern time. Let me know if that works better for you guys. If it works good for a lot of people that truly want to be part of the book study and put comments on live. So I'll read them, and we can have a real good discussion going on. Let me know if that works. If it's better for everybody in the evening, my gal pal in the UK will have to just watch us on replay. But anyway, take care, and thank you so much for being here. You make a difference. You all make my heart smile during the stressful time of my life. You guys are just wonderful. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.